good. Welcome to the Liars Club with 4 of our charter members, Larry Hovis, Peter Haskell, Betty White, and Buddy Hackett. And now let's meet the president of the Liars Club, Alan Ludden.
How are you? Wow, thank you very much. I'm glad you're with us. Hey, let's talk to Larry Hovis here for a minute. How are you, Larry?
I'm fine, Alan. Let me ask you a question. You're always asking me something. I'm curious. You've been with us now in the Liars Club for a bit. You've been exposed to all this stuff. How about you? Do you ever have any prevarications that you think are creative and interesting? Do you lie, Alan?
No, I am really a lousy liar. I really am. Betty can testify to that. She says if anything comes in here, it goes right out here, and that's the truth, you know.
Is that true, Betty?
That's true.
He can't tell a lie?
No.
She just keep believing that, honey.
Except he didn't tell me he was exposed on this show. You see, I didn't know.
Peter Haskell, now you said at the beginning of these things that you weren't going to ever tell a lie, and you've been a magnificent liar through this.
I haven't lied once. I've just said what I believed.
Thought was the truth, yes.
Yes.
And Betty, you, of course, have done a marvelous job. Now, she really can lie.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know.
Now, Buddy Hackett, for him, it's an effort, right?
No, in everyday life, I'd never lie.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't give a damn. I'll say what the hell it is, that's all. I don't care if it means trouble or anything. That's interesting.
Don't get angry, Buddy.
I'm not angry,
Okay.
but I think everybody should go around telling everyone the truth and be just whacking each other in the streets and everything.
Okay.
Certainly keep
All
you
right. You don't have to believe everything he says. Now I want you to meet my people. Dorothy Harwell. How are you, Dorothy? What do you do? What do you do, Dorothy?
I'm a traffic officer with Los Angeles Police Department.
A traffic officer. Well, good to have you here. We need you. Betty Lou Lovelace from Burbank. What do you do?
I'm a homemaker and a part-time real estate agent.
We've had a lot of real estate agents here playing this game. And Ann Mariscal, what do you do?
I'm an accountant.
What do you do for fun?
I swim and bowl and play baseball.
I always want to know what accountants do for fun.
Haven't you been to one of those office parties?
You want to tell us more, or should we just move right along?
Let's
okay,
go.
I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. Each of these characters over here is going to tell you a story about an object. Now, 3 of those stories will be absolute outrageous lies. 1 will be the truth, and your job will be to spot the one that's the truth. You'll start out with a score of 100. All through the game, you can bet half of whatever it is you have, and then at the end of the game, the player with the biggest score wins the big bundle. How? Also, if one of you spots the correct star over here, star is what you call it.
He is
correct,
so good at this.
Correct, spots the correct, spots the correct star. You get 4 times. You get a bonus prize, and I'll get a booby prize. What's the bonus prize?
It's Rosemark Silver's complete $1,000 hostess serving selection in heavy silver plate, featuring a coffee service, punch bowl set, champagne cooler, and a large serving tray with matching chip and dip tray, all furnished by the Rosemark Silver Manufacturing Company. And now, back to Alan Ludden.
Bill, I thought you'd never make it. Incidentally, all of the objects here have been authenticated by an independent research operation, and you remember that I am with you. I have no idea what any of these objects are or what I'm saying, so let's just move right along. Here we go. The odds are 1 to 1. We start with Larry Hovis. What is that, Larry?
A quick impression of Alan Ludden. What this is called the Never Leak injector, and it's old, and it was used for bicycles at one time. And the way it worked is this. This went on the valve of your bicycle tire, and this hooked up to the pump. And then you open this up, and you put a mixture of baking powder or baking soda, I'm not sure which of those, but one of those, and water in here, and you made like a paste in here. Then you closed it up. Then, as you pumped the air into your tire, it forced this paste up into the tire, which would seal the hole and make that tire puncture-proof, much like the sealants they use today. It's called the Never Leak injector.
Baking powder?
It's baking powder or
And
soda.
then you cut open the tire and eat it, right?
I suppose you could.
Nice.
That's what it is.
What do you say, Peter?
Oh, I look at this and it brings a lump to my heart, to my
your throat.
It's
Whatever.
It's,
You're talking
my
like
heart
I
comes
did.
into my throat. What this is Kodak's first home film processor.
We'll see if my pictures are finally ready.
Right. And what you did was this end, the little valve down in here, was hooked up to chemicals being forced in through the base, up, and then out through the exhaust hose. You drop the film in there. You close this up. This was mounted in a sink. And 20 minutes later, pictures.
I see. Betty, what do you say it is?
Camera will do that right now.
I say it's going to be very hard to describe because my microphone won't stay on. However, one-handedly, I will tell you. Thank you.
Oh,
That's all right,
let us.
fellas. I can handle it. Thank you. No, it won't.
Oh,
it
we
really
won't do
No,
that.
it just
Don't
won't.
get carried away here.
Like
all
sending
right.
a rabbit out
Who's
for
robbing
lettuce.
this train?
It will now.
Thank you. Okay.
Very good with his hands.
Very quick. And now, this is a gold smelter. It's a gold smelter that hooks up to a heat jet here, and then the gas goes in there, and you light it down here, and it's for removing the gold from dental fillings and things like that. It's melted down. They take the filling out, and then it's melted down so that it can be used again. It's a very old one, but it's a dental gold smelter.
And Buddy Hackett.
Au contraire.
Okay.
It's a ball washer and rejuvenator. Like, you got your old balls, you put them in there. And they have to be Dunlops because the Dunlops are smaller than the Titleist. You understand? The English balls are smaller, and you put
Always
them.
said that.
You put them in there. You put that on. You put your grommet inside. That's the outside covering. It fills in the cuts and stuff, and it puts through a solution, and the solution under pressure just fills in the cuts of the ball, and then the paint goes in afterward, and it gets repainted and stays in there for a little while, and some heat goes through, and then you take them out, and your balls are as good as new.
Okay.
That's the English ball.
That's the English ball. Very gritty. I have just let go about 15 different remarks, all of which I have discarded. Now let's review these quickly. Larry said it's a never-leak injector. Peter says it's a Kodak home film processor, an old one. Betty says it's a gold smelter. And Buddy says it's a golf ball washer and rejuvenator. Oh! You got, what do you say, Dorothy? Who do you believe?
I'll bet 20 on Peter.
You believe that about the film. Who do you
Sure do.
believe, Betty Lou?
I'll bet 20 on Larry.
Really? And who do you believe, Ann?
I'll bet 20 on Peter.
Okay, Betty and Buddy didn't get a vote.
But-
Not a vote.
But
what, Betty?
but.
Okay, but Buddy, now tell us the truth, Bill Berry. What's the truth?
The item comes to us from John Dabrowski of Millville, New Jersey.
I know him.
Did you? Did you know that he had a never-leak injector?
Larry! Larry was right and Betty Lou spotted it. So did I. I would have won that. Very good. Okay, Betty Lou moved up, Ann and Dorothy moved backwards, but we're going to move forward with the odds for 2-1 right after this commercial. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Here's what today's grand prize winner will receive. A vacation in Acapulco. A memorable week for two at the Acapulco Princess, Acapulco, Mexico. Enjoy days with sunshine. Evenings are for gourmet dining and dancing under the stars, furnished by the Acapulco Princess Hotel. And a fashion wardrobe. Faded Glory Fashions featuring pre-washed denims with unusual treatments. Meet many needs in today's leisure look. Great detailing and fit, furnished by Faded Glory. And finally, a 35mm camera. The Yashica FX2. It's an all-new camera designed to satisfy the professional and amateur photographer equally. It's a highly sensitive and responsible camera with the latest electronic features, furnished by Yashica. All in all, a prize package worth more than $1,000.
Okay, that's Bill Barry's big bundle, and so far Betty Lou's ahead with 120. But we're going to change the odds now to 2-1. Going to start over here with Buddy Hackett. What is that, Buddy?
Well, it looks like a giant water bug, which it's supposed to look like. It floats in the water. There are hooks go inside, and it's an East Indian fish lure. In fact, there's in most life rafts and life kits, there's something similar to this, where the fish will attract it bobbing along. It's very light. It's made out of all different types and sizes of bamboo. The hooks go inside, and when the fish grabs it, that collapses, all that very light weight. It's almost nothing. And all the hooks come out and grab the fish, and they don't get away because it's a very vital kind of fishing you have to do to stay alive.
That's a good story.
It's either that or a funny ring. But I think it's the fish lure.
Betty?
It's from New Guinea, or Old Guinea, as the case may be, but it's...
watch out.
It's what it is a witch doctor's herb holder. In London, it would be a herb holder. It's, but they put in all kinds of, in each of these little vials... Yeah, but in each of these little vials, they put the powdered spider's wings or whatever, and then the witch doctor uses it to exorcise whatever evil spirits are overtaking the individual. It's very light, but it's made, and it's very fragile, incidentally. So, and you can see it's.
That's why the hooks come out.
That's right.
Well, there's no question, Alan. It is, and ladies, it's very light because it gets attached to a pigeon. What you have here is a pigeon whistle. And if you raise homing pigeons,
oh dear,
you need to have protection for the homing pigeons. And you attach this around the leg of the pigeon, one of the pigeons, your homing pigeons, and it flies up into the air. And as it flies along, it makes a loud whistling sound that scares off hawks and eagles and things like that. And because it's so loud, it sounds like a 400-pound pigeon. Sheep! And you know what they say about a 400-pound pigeon when it calls to you, Betty?
The statues have no chance at all.
You do anything that it wants you to do, a 400-pound pigeon. And that's what this is. A pigeon protector whistle to scare off hawks.
Well, thank you, Peter. I enjoyed your joke, and I enjoyed your story. But I'll tell you what this is. It's very simple. This is from Thailand. I mentioned several times my sister in Thailand, and she sent this to us, and it's a flute. It's a Thai flute, and they're very good at it. I'm not, so I can't make the sound. But they blow through the final valve here, and they can play all kinds of songs, and they even play symphonic music on these flutes. They're scaled, as you'll notice. There are 4, 8, 10, 12, 13, which is the Ionic scale, as opposed to the scale we're on. Ionic is the Oriental scale.
Very interesting.
You don't dry bones.
I certainly do.
Okay. Buddy says it's an East Indian fish float and lure. Betty says the witch doctor's medicine, herb holder. Peter says it's a pigeon whistle for a very big pigeon. And Larry says it's a Thai flute, which he's singing and faking it right now. Now, you got to decide who is telling the truth. Who do you think, Dorothy?
I'll bet 30 on Larry.
You believe that about the flute?
Of course.
Who do you believe, Betty Lou?
I'll bet 20 on Buddy.
You're ahead right now. You're on the way to the bonus. If you're right, you're going moving one step farther. All right, who are you going to bet on, Ann?
I'll bet 20 on Betty.
You believe Betty. Isn't that sweet? Okay, let's find out who's telling the truth. Bill Barry, tell us.
Well, Mrs. Eleanor James of Monrovia, California, sent us this Japanese pigeon whistle.
Peter! I don't hear a thing. Oh, listen.
See, not a hawk around.
You hear that? Very good. I hope you picked that sound up at home, did you? You got that at home? Okay, now we're moving the odds up, 2 to 1, 5 to 1, 5 to 1.
5 to
Start
1.
with Larry over here.
Yes.
What you got, Larry?
Oh, this is something you've seen probably in movies or commercials or something. It's, I don't know what they call the guys, maybe hod carriers or whatever the construction worker is that handles the hot rivets. This is a tong he holds the rivet bucket in. And when they throw him a hot rivet to the guy working on the roof, he just holds a bucket and catches the rivet in the bucket. You've probably seen that. Well, that's his tong.
I've never seen that.
You haven't seen that? You haven't lived.
To look at it is to know what it is. It is a nutcracker for nuts with very hard outer shells. I happen to know this because my wife has been busting nuts for a long time. And she has a large collection of several different kinds of these crackers. And this was her favorite one.
All right. Okay. Betty?
It's a grometer, or a grompeter, as the case may be. No, a grometer for making sails, to put the eyes, you know, they put those round iron things, those metal things, that they bend them down that way. They set them over there, and then they lace the halyards. What do you call the rope?
Does it hurt?
No, it's but that's
things.
the rope things that the ropes go through, and those are the little metal rings that they put into the canvas. It's a grometer.
Hackett?
This is like a pericomo.
It's a pericomo?
Well, it was, come along with me. That's to make someone come with you or something. You just take them and say, come on, you, come over here. We're going to police station. I don't want it. You don't want it? I'm going. But it's not for people. It's to lead a bull. You ever see a bull with a ring in his nose?
Yeah.
You take a hold of the ring and you say, come on, bull. And the bull goes, and he goes with you wherever you want.
But you can't
It's
make
a
it
bull
drink.
leader.
But you can't make it drink. Okay. Review. Larry says it's rivet tongs. Peter says it's a nutcracker. Betty says it's a grometer. And Buddy says it's a bull leader. Now, you got to find the truth here. What do you think, Dorothy?
I'll bet 20 on Buddy.
20 on Buddy. All right, who are you going with this time, Betty Lou?
Sure, the
20
cop
on
likes when
Larry.
you lead somebody.
Okay. You're going with Larry, and who you going with, Ann?
I'll bet 20 on Larry.
You believe that, too, huh?
Well,
Okay, let's see what happens. Now, 2 votes are for Larry. Who do you think at home is telling the truth? Who do you think? Here's the truth. Bill Berry, what's the answer?
This comes to us from Milton Enderlin of San Bruno, California.
What is it, Milt?
It's a bull leader, buddy.
A what? A bull leader. You didn't know you were telling the truth, Buddy, right?
I don't know.
He didn't even know, and you were with him. You were with him, and you're ahead. You got 150, Dorothy. You went along with that story. You were the smart one. Okay. Now, when you come back, we're going to go to 10 to 1, so stick around. We'll be right back. Have a good time.
Runner-up contestants tonight will each receive a library of Bantam books, including Jacqueline Suzanne's Dolores, the best-selling new paperback novel about America's most glamorous ex-First Lady. Best-selling books furnished by Bantam. And now back to Alan Ludden and our celebrity liars.
We're back. Okay, in this round, we're going to move the odds up 10 to 1. And this time, you know, players, Dorothy, Betty Lou, and Ann. And you can still do it. Now, you see, 40, you can bet 20, give you 200. And if you're right, you can win. Okay, we're going to look. You're looking for the lie this time because they're each going to tell you a story about an object. 3 are going to tell you the absolute truth. 1 only will be lying to you. You find the liar this time. Start with Larry. What is this, Larry?
Well, this little dish-shaped thing made of plastic is from the Creative Animal Supply in Woodland Hills. It's for animals who paint and sing and all those things. And this is a squirrel guard, and it goes under the stem of a birdhouse. Like you go here, and the birdhouse is up here.
Yeah.
That when the squirrels come up to get the eggs or whatever, they can't get around here to get into the bird's nest. It's a squirrel guard.
Okay, what do you got, Peter?
I have a miner's hot plate.
A what?
A miner's hot plate. Only you don't cook on it. You'll have to help me here, man. You don't cook on it. What you do, because down deep in the mines, it gets very, very hot. And you need protection on the soles of your feet, so that plate is tacked onto the soles of your boots, and you walk around in the mine and your feet stay cool.
If you sit down?
Yeah. You think you can get your leg down? Okay.
And he's not a bad little dancer.
I don't know.
Betty, on with the game.
This is a missile from a special kind of a gun that's used by mountain climbers or the marine, that is, people around ships use it as well. It fits into like a bazooka gun that actually fires it off, but it's like a grappling. It acts as a grappling hook. There's a rope tied around here, and it is shot with enough propulsion that this goes in, and then it can even be used as a harpoon to bring in large marine animals and that kind of thing. But it's the missile out of this gun.
Marines are animals.
I know, isn't it, Heaven?
Okay, buddy.
Well, this is from a set of earphones. When you ain't got no set, you can't hear nothing anyway, so what's the difference? Actually, this is a food guard. You see these little clips here? If you had a dish, you would clip this on the edge of the dish, a flat plate. Then if it was a child or someone that couldn't use their hands too well, perhaps they've been ill or they broke an arm, and they could just barely take a fork or spoon and press the food against the edge of this on their plate, and they could lift it to their mouth. It's an aid for people who don't got the full motivation.
Okay, that's a very good story. Now, you're looking for the lie. You remember that. The lie this time. And let's see, Larry told you that it was a squirrel guard for birdhouses. Peter says it's a miner's hot plate to put in their feet. Betty says the harpoon device for, you understood. And Buddy says it's a plate guard for people who have trouble eating. Now, you're looking for the liar this time. The odds are 10 to 1. You're ahead, Dorothy, but you could blow it. So what are you going to do?
I'll bet 40 on Betty.
You think she's lying?
I think so.
Okay. Who do you think's lying, Betty Lou?
I bet 30 on Larry.
Oh, if you're right, you've won the game. And who do you think?
I'll bet 20 on Betty.
If you're right, bet Dorothy's won the game. All right, here we go. We're going to find out now who won the game and who was telling the lie. Bill Barry, tell us the liar.
Today's liar is Betty White.
Betty, and you won the game, Dorothy. Dorothy Harwell. Congratulations. Okay. I wouldn't have spotted it. All right. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to come back and find out what that thing really is. Betty will tell us. And then you and I will play our little game where I try to tell you something. You figure out what the lie of the truth is. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Some of tonight's contestants will receive an assortment of leather crafts from the Tandy Leather Company with over 300 locations coast to coast. Make it with leather furnished by the Tandy Leather Company. Or Native Tan tanning products. Go native with Native Tan sunscreen gel, lotion, royal oil, and skin conditioners furnished by Native Tan. Or the Venturi 4-week stop smoking system gives you the help you need to stop smoking. Venturi 4-week stop smoking system. Or a True Test waffle baker from True Value hardware stores who combine value and personal service in over 5,000 locations nationwide.
From Arnold Jacobson's Los Angeles Auctioneers, this is a thermal pin, conducts heat for cooking. Thank you all very much. You've been marvelous. Now let's you and I play our game. Here is a statement. You tell me if it's true or false, or if I'm lying. One of the results of too many aspirin is ringing in the ears. Therefore, no aspirin is allowed in the operator's lounge at the phone company. Is that the truth or a lie? I'll tell you in a minute.
As parting gifts, some of our contestants will receive Douglas 2-speed power broom with adjustable floor tool and an edge cleaner for easy care of tile, rugs, and carpets. Douglas helps you clean it all. Or put on a happy yard with an assortment of True Temper lawn and garden tools, including a new cordless electric weed whip. All finest quality from True Temper. Or Daily Double brush and flosser to keep your smile sparkling. Help sweeten breath, promote healthy teeth and gums. Brush and floss with Daily Double. Or New Skin, clear liquid bandage, antiseptic waterproof, not the old-fashioned adhesive. New Skin. Announced trip does not include airfare. Liars Club is a Ralph Andrews production. This is Bill Berry speaking.
No, that's a lie, but they have aspirin, but it's unlisted. See you the next time.